Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today we have the weekly preview for October 12th, 2020. Gonna go over things like the Soulforge event key drop table, Glory, the new Glory troop in the Glory shop, and any trait stones available there. Recommend any mythics or legendaries in the Soulforge, and try to make a team for the world event. Just go over the events in general, stuff like that, new stuff, all that for PC Mobile, PS4, and Xbox One. And I also want to give a shout out to Michelle Young. Thank you for rejoining, becoming a member. Really appreciate that. Blue join box or link in the description to become a member for $1.99. Shout outs, badges, emojis. It's pretty cool. You level up. We talk, live streams. It's pretty fun. Alright, let's get started. Weekly event Assassin's Creed ends in 6 days, 20 hours, 10 minutes. Assassin's Creed, new ultra rare troop, Royal Assassin. Scales of Justice is the new world event. Ancient Sarcophagus is the campaign, which is second week now, right? Arena, incoming arena, a new arena event is starting soon, which is Wednesday. Get ready to draft some teams and battle in the arena. Prepare for upcoming Arena of Valor in 1 day, 20 hours. Week of Mist of Scales. All Mist of Scales troops gain 10% of skills. Week of Naga. All Naga gain 10% of their skills. And bonus gold if you use Royal Assassin and Explore. Take tribute because I'm on PS4 and I need it bad. And my gem stack. I got it repaired slightly. And if I take my, my mail, I'll probably have even more. But that's how much in a week's time, I gained like 500 gems just taking tribute, which probably isn't a lot. Or, 500 gems all together, not just from tribute. But let's go and look at the Soulforge. Straight to the mythics. Aquaticus, Scorpius, War, and Amnesia. Pretty easy this week, I'd say. Aquaticus is the best one in here. Not a top 10. There's a certain brand of mythic where, Infernus, Aquaticus, Obsidius, there's those, and this one is probably the least useful, but it's still pretty good. All of the us mythics are pretty decent, but you should probably get Infernus and Obsidius first. Scorpius is not one of those. It just happens to be an us mythic. But Infernus, Obsidius, Aquaticus. There might even be one more I'm not thinking of, but yeah, it goes Infernus and Obsidius and then Aquaticus, so I don't know. Top 20 maybe on the edge there. It's definitely in the top half of mythics. It's decent. 24 green, blue, yellow, Merlantis Elemental Mystic. Deal 42 light splash damage to 3 random enemies. Explode half the blue gems on the board. And it also will submerge all allies when matching 4 or more gems, and it has a spell damage reduction. So I think the best part is the submerge all allies, and then it does damage and explodes, which is always good with these troops. You get some of your mana back. But still, it's a top half mythic, and probably not right in the middle, but it's somewhere. It's a nice B minus mythic. If there's an S and an A above that, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep it moving. I would say Scorpius is next, but he has been nerfed ever since they added a troop that is immune to poison in Urskaya. There used to be a really good team in Urskaya, Scorpius Urali, which is still can be used very situationally. But it used to be used for every single difficulty 12 if you're metal farming. Up until like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, whenever campaigns came in and world event and all that new stuff came in, 5.0 or whatever. So it doesn't work as good anymore, but it's still a second place this week because the other two are pretty bad. but would not recommend crafting this anymore. If it was 3 months ago, I'd probably recommend it, but not anymore. 28 purple, yellow, brown, drifting sands monster. Royal Venom. Deal 49 damage to the last 2 enemies. The damage is lethal on any poisoned enemy. So you can see how with relle, who poisons on 4 or 5, would go well with this. You could lethally kill anything that can be poisoned. And Urskaya used to... every single troop could be poisoned. And that was the only kingdom where that was possible. So you could do difficulty 12 exploring, get a lot of medals really fast, or a lot of tokens. Poison enemies when doing skull damage, immune to all status effects, and all brown allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. Don't craft it, but if you're just dying to craft something, it's the second best one this week. Between War and Amnesia, I don't know here. Amnesia is pretty bad. And so is War. I'm going to say Amnesia. 22 blue, purple, yellow, blighted lands, daemon, explode all gems of a chosen color, summon an infernal king. There's way better troops that explode. For Gorgotha, for example, it's a legendary. And it doesn't really do anything good with its traits. So if it had better traits, maybe. But it has nothing really. Yeah, there's nothing here. No traits, no good traits. And I don't know. It could definitely be better. They should give it at least a good trait. War, 22 red, blue, brown, apocalypse troop, which makes it automatically not as good because you can't get kingdom power off it. Daemon Knight, endless conflict, burn all enemies, deal 30 damage to an enemy boosted by my attack, gain an extra turn if the enemy dies. Not really used ever. Maybe when the game was first thought of and invented. It was one of the first mythics ever. Yeah, nothing great. Worst mythic in here this week. Legendaries, what do we got? Hey, speaking of Gorgotha, here we go. We got Hindla. We got pretty good legendaries. Behemoth is not good. But Hindla, Emperor Corvash, and Gorgotha are great. 3 good legendaries. Maybe not. They're on that edge. I don't think you should craft them. Yaogwei, the Dragon Soul. There's a few legendaries that you should, like literally 3 to 5. And these are just outside of it. They might be right on that top 10 edge, but still, I don't know. Maybe if you just got your first 800 diamonds, it wouldn't be terrible to get Gorgotha, for example. But it's between Gorgotha and Emperor Corvash here. I'm going to go with Gorgotha. 15 brown, yellow, Kaziel, Daemon, explode 33 gems, cleanse myself. So you put him in first slot. He's a really good tank. He'll explode a bunch of gems and cleanse himself in case he gets entangled. Put him with like a skull spam team, a doom skull team, something like that. I use him on yellow guild wars right now. And he reduces damage from skulls by 75%, so really good tank. I used him a lot in the beginning, and then I stopped using him for a while, put my hero in first slot, and now I'm actually using him again on guild wars and stuff. Really good tank, cleanses himself and explodes. Probably the best legendary in there. Maybe a top 10 legendary. We'll have to see when I make my top 10 legendaries. Emperor Corvash, definitely number 2, if not tied for number 1. 15 blue, brown. Leonis Empire, human monster. Deal 36 true damage to the first 2 enemies. Stun them and drain their mana. So drains their mana and stuns. It's a pretty good Obsidious fill-in if you don't have Obsidious. Gain 3 to all skills if in first. Reduce damage from skulls by 25%. And stun a random enemy on 4 or 5 gym matches. Another decent tank. I used to use him on my brown team. And he was pretty good. So 2 Guild Wars troops here for me at least. Hindla Frostcrown. Pretty good on giant teams. 15 green-blue, Stormheim, Elemental Giant. Deal 44 splash damage to an enemy and freeze all affected enemies. Summon a giant troop. I remember using her for a snapshot in time on a decent giant team, I think. And she summons too, which is nice. Giant Queen, all giant allies gain 2 life and magic on 4 or 5 gym matches. And she's gaining 2 life on 4 or 5 gym matches. So what is that? 4 life on every 4 or 5 gym matches plus 2 magic. That'd be my third and last but not least, Behemoth 14 blue-brown Pride Lands monster. Deal 35 damage to all enemies, destroy 12 gems. Gain 10 life on 4 or 5 gym matches. Impervious. I mean, if you get it like really, really early in the game, like your first 200 levels or something, maybe you could use it to do some damage. Okay, and that is it. So, is there any must crafts this week? Quadicus and Gorgotha are the closest, but I don't know if they're must crafts. If you're saving for High King Irongut, the Wild Queen, Ferris Ra, if you're saving for those, Ketcherus, if you're saving for those, then I wouldn't. Infernus even, Obsidius even. If you're saving for those, I wouldn't waste your diamonds on anything this week, but if you already have all of those, for example, Aquaticus isn't too bad. If you just happen to get your first 800 diamonds and need a legendary, Gorgotha's not too bad. Weapons, Medusa's Tome. Deal 39 damage to an enemy boosted by Mist of Scales allies, then create a mix of 6 blue and red gems for each Mist of Scales ally. Cobra's Curse. Deal 45 damage to an enemy boosted by Naga allies, then create a mix of 6 red and green gems for each Naga ally. I've seen that used once. I think I used it once. Dagger of Scales. Remove all green gems. Deal 37 damage to an enemy boosted by gems removed. If the enemy is from Mist of Scales, deal double damage. Nah. Nothing that you need here. Alright, let's check out what's in the event key drop table, which I don't have any because I went and tried to get stupid Shade of Zorn, the worst mythic in the game, and I totally airballed it. Okay, Mist of Scales troops, which means let's get down there. Probably should have went from the bottom. Is what it is, though. Base rarity. All troops, in case I'm missing. Alright, so Urali, Mambasira, Basilisk, Marilith, Taipan. Alright, is there anything you have to get here with using your event keys? I mean, if you missed out on Mambasira, here's another chance to get her. She's not the greatest, but she's not terrible. Basilisk is a very situational legendary. That's what you would probably end up getting if you used your event keys. And you can't get this guy. He's from the underworld. Marilith would be a good consolation prize for anyone that is a low level and throwing event keys to try to get something. But overall, I would not recommend doing the event keys this week. Unless you somehow missed Mambasira and it's your only mythic you're missing and you're gonna... Or Basilisk. Marilith is an okay troop if you need her as an epic troop, but not a good week either. So, pretty much pass on the Soulforge, pass on the event keys, unless you're a very specific person. Okay, so we need to do the shop, so I will be back in a minute. Okay, reset, and we're back, ready to do the new troop, Royal Assassin. Royal Assassin, 12 blue-brown, Mist of Scales, Naga Rogue, deal 33 damage to an enemy, deal 10 more for each poison, disease, stun, or curse effect on the enemy. So if you can get everything on that, could you possibly do, what, 73 damage? Boost ratios times 10. I don't know yet. I want to see some people mess around with this thing and see what it can do. I'm not saying it's good. It does start battles with 75% mana. That's never a bad thing. But yeah, I'd like to see someone make a team with this guy and just Tell me, is it good or bad? I don't know yet. I just now got it. But the I'm not saying it's bad. Not right off Jump Street, at least. Arcane Shield trait stones. That means you can get things like Emperor Corvash fully leveled up. We just saw him in the Soulforge, so that's kind of a good coincidence there. If you want to fully trade him. And let me go get my Spoils of War, because I feel like I forget if I don't do it on video. Okay, so let's go look at all those troops that use the blue-brown trait stone that you might want to fully trait. You can get as many as you want right now in the shop. If you go weekly event, click on Royal Assassin. As long as you have enough glory, you can get as many as you want. 200, 150, whatever you want to do. So that's why I am going over this right now, just for reference. Go in here, hit blue, brown, all colors, and base rarity, not Mist of Scales. Do all, please. Mist of Scales. All kingdoms. Alright, so this is all the troops. The mythics, you know, they might use this trait stone, they might not, but definitely the legendaries and everything down from there. So troops such as High King Irongut, Megavore, Ferris Ra, Mistralis, the Grey King, Sycorax. And these are 100% for sure. Basilic, Emperor Corvash, Forest Troll, reduce damage from skulls by 33%. You can get him fully traded. King Gobtruffle team. Emperor Corvash, stun a random enemy on 4 or 5 gym matches. You can get that. So that's the two most important so far, Corvash and Forest Troll. Anybody else in here that uses these trait stones that would be worth mentioning? Not really. Maybe Warlock to get that necromancy trait if you're doing like very early soul farming, maybe. But yeah, that would be it. Warlock, Forest Troll, and Emperor Corvash for the stone. Not a very good stone, to be honest. But hey, Forest Troll is used a lot. Emperor Corvash used, and Warlock used very early. So at least they're useful troops. Okay, let's see here. What do we got next? So we just did the shop. Now we need to do events. So today we have the World Event campaign. We'll go over that in a second. But tomorrow we have Faction Assault. Looks like Crypt Keeper. So let's go see if I have a team for that for early tomorrow. In case you don't want to wait for my video tomorrow, Crypt Keeper, I can give you a quick heads up on the team. What do we got? Okay, red or purple. So the Triple Ferocity Rage Reaver is perfect for this. Or if you don't have the Rage Reaver, you can use Flammifier or Summer's Fury. There's a bunch of different replacements for that, so that's not a big deal. But also the Guardian Cunning could be used with like Stone Slicer, but I'd prefer Ferocity is one of the best Guardians. So if you can do Ferocity, just as long as you have it fully traded to get that 4 to all skills, because that's very important with these Guardian teams. If you've been watching me for any length of time, then I've explained these teams many times. But if you're new, I'm sorry. There's many videos on it, and we'll go over it again tomorrow. So, but yeah, this would be the team for early people doing Crypt Keepers in a different country in a few hours from now or whatever. I don't know. Okay, what else do we got? Wednesday we have a pet, little snake guy. Forget, maybe Snakelet. I don't know. Class Trial, I think, is Assassin. Not the best class, but not the worst either. It's probably right in the middle. It has a Purple Storm. It has some sort of like Assassinate thing that goes off every once in a while. It's not the worst, but not the best. I like right in the middle. Probably just do the free battles. And then, Vault is this weekend. So, also an arena event on Wednesday. That is not pictured here for some reason. So, we got the Crypt Creeper, use your Ferocities tomorrow. And then we have the arena event and the pet rescue on Wednesday. And then the assassin class trial on Thursday. And then vault this weekend. So that's what you have for the daily events. Let's check out the world event, Scales of Justice. As if it weren't enough that the orcs were squabbling, now the Naga were too. We headed to the Mist of Scales to see what was happening, and it sounded familiar. Various tribes were accusing each other of attempting to assassinate their leaders, using poison as the Nagas always do. We resolved to stop them forcibly and obtain antidotes where we could from their royal assassins. And if we found some treasure along the way, well, we just consider it payment. The medal is spell damage, so we'll have to. I'll recommend some troops for that. You got to get your rewards, so you can try to get a medal. 3 tokens equals a badge. In the shop, we got to do the shop. Okay, come on. Let's go. Okay, badge of strife. We're gonna go. I want to get a medal. There we go. That's as far as I'm going to go right now. And, who are we killing here? Royal Assassins is what we want to kill. So let's mention some troops. Go by base rarity. Alright, we got purple, green, and they have to be mystic. Purple and green mystics with spell damage. So Aquaticus probably wouldn't be too bad, and it's also available right now. Luna is probably what I would use here. Always a fun troop to use when you can. Queen Titania. Queen Beatrix. That might be the way to go. The Dragon Soul. Not bad. Azura's a good mana generator for this, maybe. What else do we have? Anything else? Moon Rabbit. Apothecary, another mana generator. Well, hopefully, is there a Guardian maybe at the bottom here? No. No Guardians, so can't do that. I'm thinking Queen Beatrix for sure. I would say it's between Queen Beatrix, Queen Titania, and Aquaticus. Seem like the best ones. I might be missing something. It's the first day. And you probably can't make a perfect Queen Beatrix team, but this kind of weapons do we got? You got the Doomed Glaive too. Got everything. Seems like. Even you could just use your black manacles and go hard. Wow, there's a lot of weapons. Are they giving us like all the weapons now? It seems like all the weapons. Definitely 2 Queen Beatrix. What would we would normally do like a troll. So, are there any trolls? We got Sycorax we could do instead of a troll. You could also do Luna. Luna's the other way you could go, I think. Queen Beatrix or Luna would be the ways, I would say. Maybe Sycorax? Or Shabana Vespera, maybe? If we don't have any other trolls, I would... Or any other, like, mana... I just hope I'm not missing anything. There's probably is something that is so obvious I usually... If you see something super obvious, put it in the comments. As something that could get these 2 up super quick. Like something with empowered explosion or empowered conversion. Probably have to be the weapon. The weapon plus the Sycorax, maybe? Or Azura. because you can explode all blue gems with her. So that might be better. And then, do we have like Mountain Crusher? Or we could use even EOE or whatever. Mountain Crusher would be cool though because Queen Beatrix makes brown. Right? Let's do A to Z. And go down to M and just see if it's there. Not there. No big deal. So we'll just use Essence of Evil then. There it is. Or Reflection of Good. The only bad part is it kind of blocks Queen Beatrix, but I don't know, something like this. Essence of Evil, Queen Beatrix, Azura. You could also use Sycorax or Shabana Vespera, Reflection of Good instead of that. What kind of class we want? Probably something that's gonna do Green Storm, I think, maybe. So maybe I'll just do like Warden since I'm leveling that up anyway. And it does a Green Storm. Then Banner, definitely 2 green or 2 blue, something like that. So let's 2 green, 1 blue, minus brown. That's not bad. Could use that. So that would probably be the team I would recommend. Some sort of double Queen Beatrix or double Luna. Let's put our metal on though. Put our metal on. Metal of Strife. Deal 160% spell damage. Do we want to Anu? I don't know. We'll do it for now. Probably don't. See what happens. 2 exploders, 2 damage dealers. There might be something that could get up quicker or finish the battle faster. Maybe a double Luna. Bang. I'm sure this is going to do some heavy... This will do... I think this will go pretty deep because it's true damage and you're going to have metals that are adding to your spell damage. So you could even do like 3 Queen Beatrix if you wanted, or do something that's helping the team, because I don't think we're ever going to need Azura. So you could put something else down here that's actually helping the team. Maybe it explodes some sort of gem at the beginning of the battle. But later on, we might need her. But that was just my first thought. You might be able to find something better for that last slot. Something that'll add a trait or something. Since our EOE is probably going to be the thing doing the thing, you know? We don't need much more than 1 cast right now. You could probably put something else down there. You would just look at, like, anything that... Look at all the traits, and then just see something that's doing something that helps your team, you know? Whether it's just, exploding 1 gem, even. As long as it's doing something to help your team. But I don't have enough time to do all that right now. But that was my first thought. So we'll do a better team tomorrow. I'll probably, look at all these and then put something different down there maybe, but that was my first thought. Double Queen Beatrix with some exploders, or double Luna with some exploders, something like that. Alright, let's go look at the campaign, and then that will be the video. If I can find it. This is what I should be doing right away, huh? Do this as soon as you can in the week. We have Green Slayer, kill green enemies in any battle except training. Intrepid Explorer, when Explorer runs in Mist of Scales at difficulty 2 or higher. And craft red summoning stones in the Soulforge. That's easy. No sooner had we stopped the endless series of raids and revenges in Groshnock, we heard that the Mist of Scales had a similar problem. Naga live in small clans ruled by queens. I never quite figured out whether Naga royal assassins were employed by the queens, or used to assassinate queens, or both. Either way, it seemed we had a series of assassinations to deal with. There, too. And we're gonna get, plus 5 health. So, not too exciting. But yeah, that's what you got to look forward to this week. We already What's the rewards? Mimic Ophagus is what you get this week. And we get a bunch of duty on the free side, as always. So, either all the way in or all the way out on this. Don't go half-cocked. But yeah, that's what I got for you this week. I hope I didn't forget anything. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. If you subscribe, we're almost to 3K. I was going to mention it at the beginning, but I forgot. So, 3K, come on, let's go. I'm going to stop mentioning it soon, because we're going to get there soon. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. And comment below your teams, and maybe I'll use them tomorrow, and I'll shout you out. Alright, see y'all next time. Have a good week. Peace.